Hi, everybody. This is Dave.
I'm Brent.
And this is Faith Talk. So we're on location here at the Winton Schoolhouse in beautiful Plain, Washington. Yes, there is a Plain, Washington. That's what it's called. It's the name of the town. Little dot on the map. Out here on a motorcycle ride.
We like the whole mobile approach.
I
for
do
us.
actually. I'm digging it.
It lets us get out and stretch our legs and still get what we need done.
We can sit there and have wind therapy for an
yeah,
hour.
yeah, it's pretty good that way. So today we want to talk with you about staying in your lane, as I like to put it, or as Dave likes to put it. Go ahead.
It's your job. It's your responsibility. Wait, which?
What?
What do I like to put it? How do I like to put it?
Well, how did you pitch the idea to me?
Oh, about it's everyone's responsibility to serve.
Right.
Everybody gets to serve.
So we're gonna wed the two ideas today
I'm gonna do this.
because they kind of go together on this one. And so we'll start with the premise of Dave's idea of the discussion.
So let me take this one.
Go ahead.
Do this part. Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna hammer it, but go for it.
No, it's fine. I'll get my premise out.
Okay.
You get your premise. We'll smash it. So here's the thing. This is something that's kind of thinking about over this weekend is there are gifts that we are given when we become followers of Christ to show Him to others. Right? We can all agree on that. Whatever those gifts might be. And I think too many times we don't employ our gifts enough. We think it's somebody else's job to go do this, or go do this, or to speak to this person in this way. It's all of our responsibilities, plural, all of us, to use our gifts to the best possible extent to show Christ to the world around us.
The Christian group Acapella did a song years ago called "Everybody Said, but Nobody Did Do," and
Everybody's in.
right. It's got a whole Jamaican kind of
Yes,
swing
that
thing.
was cool.
It was awesome. But the simplest idea, guys, and I like to drill down to the easiest point is it's not the preacher's job.
Or the youth minister, the elders, the children's minister, the family minister.
Pick your minister.
Yeah.
I'm a
pick one.
preacher's kid, guys. A lot of you guys know that. My dad has preached the word for 40 plus years. All right? Long before I was born, my dad was preaching. And I have been to more churches than I could ever remember. And I see the same theme in all of them is everybody thinks it's the preacher's job to save the community or to reach out or to share God. That's not accurate. In fact, the most accurate is it's the preacher's job to help minister to the congregation and to guide them and encourage them so they can go out and share Jesus with everybody else.
Their job's to help encourage us, to equip us to go out and do that.
Right. So now we're going to tie this whole idea into
Here's where the meshing
mine.
comes
This is
in.
where the mesh comes in. So you guys know we all like to lift. And in lifting, every now and then you'll hear a term, stay in your lane. What that means is you see all these, I even see them in magazines like newsstands, right? Celebrity diets,
Oh, God.
celebrity workouts.
Wait a sec. How many of these have I already done? Like,
None.
Let's-
I've never once put you on one of these.
no, you haven't put me on any of it, but you've seen me do things over the years that.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about. Okay. They
you
don't
know,
work. Find somebody who knows what they're doing. Trust
Do
me.
arms like, grow arms like Thor, right? The Thor workout.
Work out like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
The Wolverine workout.
I'm not doing that
Right?
either.
The Hugh Jackman workout, man. I've seen all of them over
I've seen
the
you
years.
Chadman work out. That's enough.
And there are some celebrities who work out really awesome. I would never put them down. Right?
No.
Okay, guys. I have mad respect for the celebrities who actually get in the gym and put in the work to look like superheroes. That's awesome.
The Rocky is my hero.
Oh,
nerd.
yeah.
The Iron Paradise. I'm down with that.
You see his new setup in Hawaii?
Yeah. I'm digging that too.
Drooling. But
Someday.
just because you do the same workout they do doesn't mean you're going to get the results they do.
No.
And that's what it means to stay in your lane. So a year or two ago, it's been 2 years now, I think, there's a workout plan that I'm a big fan of called the 5-3-1 workout, written by a legend in the sport of powerlifting. And it is as solid of a program as I've ever seen. And I'm a huge fan of it based on the premises behind it. It is, I mean, it's been around for 20 plus years now. It's had 7 different books published on it. Right? It is a solid workout. I put several people that I help train, including Dave, on it. It's a solid program.
It works.
Jesse's nodding her head behind the camera. She's done it. It's an awesome program. Now, I say that, and I'm a huge fan of the program, but it doesn't work for me. Not because it doesn't work, because my body reacts to a higher volume and a heavier load than is prescribed in the program. And I would say this program is very successful for 90% of people. And I think it would be successful for me, but I'd have to take quite a bit of a loss for a while and then build back up for me to use it effectively. My body, I've been working out for a lot of years, and my body knows what it likes to respond to.
Right.
And so that's why I'm saying, that's where the saying, stay in your lane comes from. You know what works for your gifts, for your personality type. Chances are, you're probably not a preacher. That is not a gift that everybody gets.
Well, in that note, even if you do speak occasionally, you may not be the same level of preacher that his dad is.
Well, maybe you're a teacher, not a preacher.
Exactly.
Maybe you're great in small groups or in classes leading those programs and sharing the gospel that way, and that's awesome. Maybe you are good on the pulpit. If you came last year, Jeff Walling was speaking, and Jeff is one of the best speakers I've ever known in my life, and I've known a lot of speakers, guys. Jeff is phenomenal.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good last year.
I'm getting fist bumps the whole time from the guys back in the booth going, oh my goodness! And that is his gift and his passion.
Jeff, if you're watching this, we love you. Want to have you back a couple of years, so call me. Cool.
Already in the works on that one.
Oh, gosh.
But maybe you like to sing.
Okay, now this is something I'm going to jump in here real quick. Maybe you like to sing, but you're not a Mariah Carey or a.
I'm not a Mariah Carey.
I'm not even close. I'm male, but maybe you're not the best singer in the world, and that's fine. You don't have to be. Comparing your gifts and your output of your gifts to somebody else is not what God gave you gifts for. He gave you gifts to show people Him in everything that you do in the world around you. And too many times, and I've done this myself, when I first became a Christian, I had an uncle who sadly is no longer with the church, unfortunately. But every time I would sing, he would look at me and go, "You're off key. You're out of tune. You stink. Bob, use your gift. It's not your gift. You can't sing what it means." And for many years, I would stop singing altogether. But it comes to a point where it's like I don't sing as well as he does, but I'm still going to sing to God.
So, that's, and we'll throw this out. Probably you'll hear it several times while we're talking today. That's what staying in your lane means. God gave you a certain set of gifts. They were intended for you to use those gifts for God's glory. That means they're intended to use for reaching out to people. God intended to use those things, not for you to be up in front of the pulpit necessarily, not for you to lead worship necessarily. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe teaching isn't your thing. I love my wife to death. My wife together has done so many classes with me over the years. And she is great as a secondary teacher in the classroom. She does not like to teach. She's not comfortable with it. She's not passionate about it. We're getting alive by mosquitoes up here in Plain, Washington. They're huge. But teaching is not her gift. That's not where she's comfortable. Whereas my mom is a great Sunday school teacher. And I learned so much from her over the years about how to teach people. So we all have different gifts, but this is where we also get into another rut, is we think that what you see inside the church building is the only gifts you have that work to reach out people.
That's not true.
So let me give you a cool example. I had some friends years ago at a church I was at in southern Missouri, and they were outraged by the Parks and Rec League basketball teams. They had a 5th and 6th grade age son, and he played Parks and Rec.
Okay.
And so 5th and 6th grade, we're talking about 11, 12 years old, right? The coaches were screaming and cursing at the kids.
Why?
Because they weren't winning enough.
Well,
and they went,
stink.
No, this is not okay.
That's not how we roll.
So what they did is they went to the elders at our church, and our church happened to have a gymnasium attached to it. We had a basketball court / multi-purpose room. And they went to the elders of our congregation and they said, this is a problem in the community. We want to teach people to enjoy the sport they love, but to set a godly example of sportsmanship and the way they conduct themselves.
Right.
And the elders said, so what are you thinking? Thinking, well, we have a basketball court, right? We want to start our own league.
Yeah, why not?
And our elders went,
Okay.
stop.
Oh,
What do you need? Just tell us. It's the list and go do it.
I like that. That's awesome.
And the elders of that congregation were awesome. It's East Grand Church of Christ in Springfield, Missouri. They're amazing and empowering people. And they said, you don't have to sell us anymore. Just tell us what you need. What can we do to help you do this?
And they let them use their gifts. to
And
be able
they
to do
said, well, we need a scoreboard and we need more coaches than us. And Sunday morning, 3 days later, they got up on Sunday morning and said, we need coaches and assistant coaches. We're starting our own basketball league to teach kids how to play basketball and set a sportsmanship, Christ-like example. We had a 5-minute Devo in the middle of practice for every practice.
that. Nice.
All our refs and all of our coaches were from the church.
Wow.
We had 10 teams the first season.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we're not talking like my kids played iron basketball going both ways constantly for the whole game. We had 10 full teams the first season. We doubled that the second season. And it was because the elders had enough vision to go, God gives people gifts that don't include leading, singing, or preaching. And so we want to empower people to use that. So that's a huge example. I really love those people for that. You and I have talked about my friends Matt and Cheryl Kaufman,
Oh yeah,
who opened a restaurant to feed the poor.
Yeah.
And they ran the restaurant the rest of the week, all week long as a business, but it was for the whole purpose during the last 3 days, originally the last 3 days of the month, they fed everybody who wanted to come for free. Open kitchen.
It was so cool to watch too.
It grew to, I think, the last 5 days of the month. Now they've actually closed that and combined with the local food group and one of the other churches who had a commercial kitchen,
Nice.
which gave them more space. And I think it's 5 days a week, last I heard, and they have several people involved with it. They feed thousands of people a month. And there's no check at the door. No one's going, are you poor enough to be here for that? Let me see, are you destitute? No. There's no questions asked. There's a prayer said before they start serving the meal. There are people there who will pray with you if you want to pray with them. But they said, you know, we just don't believe that you can accurately share and tell someone Jesus loves you when their stomach is growling because they
Well-
haven't eaten in 2 days.
Right, but that also goes to the adage. Larry West from We Care Ministries. If you don't know him, look him up. But he says something: people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly. But Matt and Cheryl are exceptional cooks. Dave
Yeah.
and I were blessed several years
Directed
ago.
a camp a few years ago. They were the cooks.
And
Oh
they
my
came up and cooked for us at
goodness.
camp, and we were blessed by that several years ago. The
It was
kids
so good.
have still not stopped talking about the food, actually. I'm not sure they were remiss.
Actually, they've stopped talking about it because most of them are grown and married now.
I'm not sure they remember the rest of the week, but they do remember the food.
A little bit.
In fact, Matt created a brand new dish just for that weekend.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
I remember that one.
But they believed in using their gifts, and they weren't preaching, teaching. That wasn't their strengths.
They were just cooking and serving food, saying hi to kids, and they walked past the food line.
So going back in line, it's not the preacher's job. So what are your gifts? What moves you?
What are you passionate about?
Dave and I love motorcycles. We love motorcycles. We love heavy weights.
I'm not. It's no joke. He's telling the truth.
And we love ACP. We've got a lot of love and a lot of time invested in ACP over the years. This is part of it. It's why we do this. Neither of us actually like being in front of the camera, guys. Both of us are actually a little camera shy. Neither of us actually really enjoy shooting these videos
Yeah, but we're out here in nature, so I'm okay with this.
because it puts us out there on the internet in front of everybody, and that's just not where we're comfortable. We're much happier behind the scenes at ACP making things work.
But the point is, like my gift, I have a gift of administration. I have other gifts, but one of mine is planning, forecasting, administration. one of his gifts, besides song leading, etc., is here's the plan, okay, and executing it. Zeke has other gifts of a lot of creativity that we don't even have, and thinking of new ways to do things outside the box. Josh has even got some gifts. Yes, Josh. Hi, Josh. He's got some gifts. We all have gifts, regardless who we are. We all have gifts that God gives us to use for His glory. What are your gifts? What are you passionate about? If you don't know what your gifts are, start talking to your elders, talk to your parents, talk to your youth minister, your minister, whatever, and get some help. Start reading scripture.
You're not necessarily seeing it right now, guys, but Jesse is pacing around behind the camera right now, and Jesse is at ACP every year, running the overhead, helping with the sound, helping with the lights.
Come on.
She is not want to be up in front of everybody.
That's Jesse.
All of you know Jessie. She's shot videos with us at least once before, and she's at ACP with us every year. And she donates her time and her gifts to help back in the AV booth during the entire weekend and help with security. It's not streamline of I preach, I teach, I lead singing. That's not my thing.
We have some of the people in the kitchen who are
man.
way better at cooking massive amounts of food than I will ever even hope to ever be.
And we are so grateful for all those people who come and use their gifts.
Yeah, all the people from around the Pacific Northwest who come to just the kitchen. Yeah, everybody who comes anyway, we all thank you. But yeah, there's some epic people that work in the kitchen.
That's one of the best things about ACP is we have a lot of people who come together and use their gifts to help put on that weekend.
Yep.
And not all of it. We have some amazing people who work over in registration who make our life so much better because then we don't have to do that paperwork.
They're a lot smarter than I am.
And all that administrative paperwork and all the spreadsheets.
Denise, Kim, Dawn, other names I haven't mentioned. You know who you are. Thank you.
We've had several people work over the years, and some people work every year, and that makes our life so much easier because they are using gifts that they have that you wouldn't normally think necessarily. Oh, that's a biblical gift. Yep. Sorry, you had a big mosquito on the side of your head. Mainly, I just wanted to hit you in the head.
Don't mind us, people. He'll take that out in post.
No, I won't.
Yeah, whatever.
But you guys like to see that part more than the rest of them.
Sorry.
But
I'm tired.
Find your gift, guys, and don't think that you are stuck in a rut of something that's not your gift.
No.
Maybe you like to sing. Maybe you like to act. I used to work with a young Christian drama group, and we got to do some really cool, incredible performances at some really big events. We got to perform in front of 600 people at a greater area St. Louis workshop one year.
Oh, maybe you like to cook. Maybe you like to repair small engines. Maybe you like to do landscaping.
But we have those teams because they like to act. That was their thing, and that was where they felt they were gifted. There are so many possibilities to use your gifts, but A, get out there and use them.
That actually requires putting, and I'm going to say this for myself as well, this actually requires disconnecting. Sorry, you're on YouTube, I know, I get it. It may require disconnecting from the internet, putting your phone down, or picking it up, making a phone call.
Or hey, maybe that's your thing.
That's
maybe
true
you're a
too.
social media guru.
That's true too.
We're not. We'll look at the quality of these. Trust me, we're not, as you know, all right? But maybe that's your thing. Maybe you want to help us with that thing. Who knows?
Hey, we're down.
All right? Maybe you can use your social media post to help further the kingdom.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing? People use the internet for positive things.
We start getting out of the political discussions and just use it to bolster the kingdom of God. I'm down with that. At any rate, comment down below. Let us know what you think of this video.
Let us know what your gifts are.
There you go.
And guys, stay in your lane.
Give us some other topics we can talk about.
We don't expect you to be someone else.
Yeah.
Use your gifts, what you've been gifted with. Don't worry about
what he's been gifted with.
What anybody else is gifted with. Stay in your lane, guys. Use your gifts. Get off the couch. Get off the internet. Get off your phone. Get off your butt. Go out and make this world learn about God through the way you live your life, the way you use your gifts.
You got this.
I'm Brent.
This is Dave.
This has
been
been
Faith Talk. Catch you later.